You might think a decade of friendship reveals someone's true soul. It doesn't. Time gives a predator the repetitions needed to perfect their mask. To see what's actually underneath, you have to introduce an unrehearsed variable, a deliberate disruption they haven't planned for. The character audit functions as a clinical stress test, designed to trigger a micro-leakage in a manipulator's disguise. By applying this specific test, you stop passively watching their performance. You step out of the audience and begin actively investigating your own reality. Step 1 is the setup. You do not need a crisis to perform this audit. In fact, you need the exact opposite, a completely low-stakes, everyday environment. Identify the target. Look for the person in your life who projects effortless charm, but consistently triggers a quiet, intuitive alarm in your gut that something is off. Now, wait passively. Eventually, they will ask you for a meaningless favor, borrowing a charger, grabbing a coffee, or changing a lunch reservation. Before you answer, detach. You must treat the next 10 seconds strictly as cold data collection. Deliver the micro-denial. Look at them and say exactly this. No, I can't do that right now. Do not offer a massive excuse. Do not try to soften the blow. And whatever you do not apologize. Once you set that boundary, freeze. Hold your ground in total silence. Delivering an absolute, unapologetic no to a tiny request strips away their expected social script. Because they have nothing rehearsed for this moment, you force a genuine psychological reaction. Ignore whatever words come out of their mouth next. Lock your focus entirely onto their eyes. The top chart shows a healthy reaction. Their emotional baseline remains stable. The lower timeline tracks a corrupted character. Your denial triggers a metaphysical shock, a massive spike representing a reptilian override. Watch for this half-second glitch, a frozen smile hiding cold rage. They will likely recover quickly. They might laugh and say, "Oh, totally fine." But you must trust the initial visual glitch over the verbal recovery. That half-second crack in the canvas reveals the tyrant hiding beneath the friend. When you see this flash of anger, suppress your natural instinct to call them out. Any emotional reaction from you is exactly what they want. It provides them with immediate leverage to turn the narrative against you. If they cannot process a refusal to borrow a charger, they lack the emotional infrastructure to handle a major rejection. In their mind, any loss of control is a threat, and you are witnessing the baseline of how they'll respond if you ever try to leave. Now that you have the data, you must activate the Greyman protocol. This is your mandatory defensive strategy for surviving the aftermath of the test. To become a Greyman is to become completely smooth, offering no drama and zero extractable emotional resources. Begin a slow, invisible withdrawal. Quietly restrict your energy, stop sharing personal secrets, and steadily reduce their physical access to you. By fading into the background, you starve the predator of their psychological fuel. Unable to control you, they will quietly abandon the connection and seek an easier victim elsewhere. By completing this audit, you have moved from a participant in their performance to an observer of their true character. The cost of ignoring this data is high. Allowing these predators to remain in your life guarantees the total consumption of your peace and your personal autonomy. Stop playing a bit part in a manipulator's theater. You must assume the role of the architect of your own reality. The choice is yours. You can remain blind, or you can hit subscribe to learn the raw tactical applications of dark psychology. But if you want the actual weapons, the strategies to dismantle these manipulators entirely, click the Join button and step into the architect level. I'll see you in the shadows.